My name is Ricky Whitlock. I'm 27 years old from Carlsbad, California. I was born into surfing. My oldest brother was a pro surfer. My dad was a pro surfer. My dad shaped surfboards for 51 years. I'm the youngest of 5, and all 4 of them above me were surfers. Coming from a surfing family, they've always supported me with whatever I wanted to do and got me to where I am today. And 2 years ago, I broke my back surfing pipeline, and they said I wouldn't surf again. They said I wouldn't surf for a year. I was back in the water in 5 months, and after I was back in the water, I kind of changed my focus from competitive surfing and surfing for like exposure in the magazines to big wave surfing. And it wasn't really like a thought process like going into it. It was more of like an epiphany. Like I was down in Puerto Escondido after I broke my back just to surf, and there was a really big swell, and after surfing the first big swell after breaking my back, I realized how much I love it, and I just completely changed my entire focus on surfing big waves now. When I had my broken back, Tim Ryan from Tar Productions called me and was interested in doing a documentary on my injury and the rehab, what it took to get back in the water. And so he contacted my sponsors, and MRM was one of the main supporting sponsors. I was able to get it going, not only for the documentary, but also for my healing. All the supplements that I take kept me in the water. The main stuff I take from MRM is some of the glutamine powder, glucosamine pills, the bone maximizer, all that kind of stuff. It helps in the sport that I do, especially breaking my back, getting the calcium buildup in my bones, keeping my ligaments and my joints lubricated. Because as you can see in surfing, you put your body in all these different types of positions and strain on different joints and bones. So it's helped me stay healthy since my injury. And prior to my injury, if I wasn't for the stuff that I take and the training that I do before my injury, my broken back could have been a lot more serious, and I could have been paralyzed. I started training with Paul Henniker about 10 years ago, and it's definitely kept me from a lot of injuries and prevented injuries to being more serious, like my broken back. If it wasn't for the core training that we do on a daily basis, I 100% would have been paralyzed. And since then, he's put me on specific regimens. He's focused on the injured areas and the muscles we needed to build. So what we do a lot of endurance training and core training to get back in the water. And since I've been back in the water, we're on it 3 to 5 times a week. In 2014, I'm trying to get into one of the big wave events, which is kind of hard, so you kind of just got to be there. And thankfully, MRM is there to help support me on my decisions. And I see the sport of big wave surfing just getting a lot more extreme. If you look back 2 years ago when guys were still towing into the waves that we're paddling into now, that was just 2 years ago. Who knows what's going to be in the next 5 to 10 years, and the next generation coming up, and us training and pushing each other. So pretty much training to prevent injuries and to prevent death, because big wave surfing, any second you can die. You can get held down for a long time, your board can hit you in the head, and it only takes 2 minutes of being underwater, which seems like a lifetime when you're under the water, you rolled around, to black out. Every time you get out of the water from surfing big waves, it's pretty much like you escape death. That's the most satisfying feeling in the world.